Welcome to our special Eid transmission of the world today. I am Waqas Majid Khan. Today we have in our studios some special guests, and let me introduce you to them. First of all, we have Nadia Asher. She's a fashion designer and an entrepreneur. We'll talk to her about her various business deals and what all she is up to. Then we have Sara Nadeem with us, who is a supermodel in the making. She's a model right now, and we'll talk to her about her profession. And we also have Asmar Pirzada with us, who is a singer, and we'll get to know him better in our program today. So let's begin the program, and a special Eid Mubarak to all our viewers. Starting with you, Nadia, you're also a fashion designer and an entrepreneur. Tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us, how did you get into fashion designing?
Assalamu alaikum ji, sabse pehle to Eid Mubarak. I would want to say Eid Mubarak to all our viewers and everybody here. Actually, I was 18 when I got married, and I got into furniture business, wrought iron and brass. We didn't have brass and wrought iron here in Islamabad especially. So I introduced this new, designing and everything. I used to design chandeliers and all. And then we had to move to US for some time. And I did my hotel and restaurant management there and did few courses on designing. So it's been now a long journey. It's been 20 years I've been working on different fields. So you have
an outlet somewhere where you sell your clothes?
Exactly. I used to display in Lahore also, Latalier, and then here also in F7, F6. But unfortunately, we just had that, CDA thing. They closed down the, and they wanted us to move into commercial basically from residential. So now I'm showcasing my all designing wear in F10.
All right, and tell us about this dress you're wearing. Did you design it yourself?
Yes, I did design it myself, and this is one of my new collection for formal and wedding wear.
All right, we have Sara with us. So would you be interested in asking Sara to be modeling for your clothes at some point?
Yeah, sure. Why not, Sara?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
So tell us about this whole modeling business, Sara. How did you get into it, and what do you think about it?
It's kind of like an interest that I had from childhood, basically. So it was just like I was giving my metric exams, so I just had interest in modeling and photo shoots and all that stuff. So when I got into FSC, I was doing my papers, so I just got an offer, a photo shoot basically. So I started doing that. Like I came after my exam and I did my first photo shoot. So
and
after
who was that with?
It was with, it's an outlet in Bahria, Sophia's Couture. So that was a bridal shoot basically. So I did that first.
But aren't you a bit too young to be doing a bridal shoot? Well,
yeah,
not if you look at Nadia, because she got married when she was 18 and you're 18 as well. So I guess it goes now. And that is the legal marriageable age by law as well. Okay, we'll come back to you now. Asher, if you could, Asmar, if you could tell me a bit about yourself, about your journey, and what made you become a musician in such a difficult environment for musicians?
Well, I remember I was 11 years old when actually, when we are kids in the environment of subcontinent, when we are kids, our parents pushes us to the mosque and we recite naats over there. So I was that kind of kid, and that the Maulvi Sahab would ask my mother to bring Asmar over here every Friday because I had a good voice, what people said. Then all of a sudden I was listening to different kind of music, music with a meaning. I was listening to Junaid Jamshed, Janoon, and some English music as well at my 11th years, when I was 11 and 12 years old. At that time, I thought I'm the younger kid in home, and all my brother and sister, they went to different cities for the education. I was alone in home, and I wanted something that could make me feel more, comfortable and more friendly with itself. I listened to music. I started writing it. I remember I read a lot of poetry when I was a kid. I was reading Mirza Kimir, Mirza Ghalib, and I was a huge fan. I didn't know what that poetry meant, but I loved reading it. So that pushes me to start writing. And then after writing, I knew I had a good voice. I could, do it. So I started singing songs. My parents took it very easy. They said, okay, that's fine. The kid is, messing up. But in my heart, I always knew that that's my passion. When even when I was a kid, I knew one thing, that I want a day, a special day in my life. Maybe it's in my 40s, maybe it's in my 50s if I have life. That someone would ask me, what is the most important day in your life? And I would say to that person, the day when I knew, the day when I was born, the time when I was born, and the time when I get to know why I was born. So at that time of my age, I knew I want that day to come soon, because this is what I'm going to do. God has sent all of us in this world with a purpose. And it's our responsibility, the biggest responsibility on a man's shoulder is to know what is the most important thing in his life, what he's going to do with his life, what's the position he's going to hold into his hands when he dies. Then the people would remember him, that's why this guy came over in this world. And in my that age, I knew all about this stuff. I was reading a lot of books and everything, and I thought, okay, music is close to my heart. I'm gonna do music in a spiritual way. I'm gonna find myself. And still, I'm 26 years old, and still I pray to God that, okay, I want to find myself. Help me, so I can find myself. And this music, I know what people think. When you write lyrics, eventually you need to convey your message. Don't take in a single way, take in both ways.
All right, let's hear something from you. I believe that you also recently made a song video in collaboration with some Indian artists.
It was my first song. I have done a lot of cover songs as well before. I was singing Enrique Iglesias' song, and I was singing Coldplay, Chris Martin, and Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. I was, psychedelic rock and roll. I was playing all those music in concerts. So this was my first song. I wrote this, I composed it, and then I made a contract with an international label, and it's a great song.
Let's hear it.
I won't play that song. I would play something else.
Okay.
I have come over with this show before, not this show, but on PTV, and I have played English songs as well. As this is a Eid day, very special day, I have this Urdu song, Urdu mashup poetry. I believe in poetry, and in my song there's a message. And after that, you're gonna tell me what the message is.
Sure, let's hear it.
Okay. ये जीवन है, इस जीवन का यही है, यही है, यही है रंग रूप, थोड़ी खुशियाँ, थोड़े आंसू, यही है, यही है, यही है के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। फूल खिलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं, लोग मिलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं। पतझड़ में जो फूल मुरझा जाते हैं, वो बहारों के आने से खिलते नहीं। कुछ लोग जो यूं ही बिछड़ जाते हैं, वो हजारों के आने से मिलते नहीं। एक बार चले जाते हैं जो दिन रात सुबह शाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते।
Very nice, Asma.
Amazing.
Excellent rendition. But I will tell you the real message of this song after a short break, because it's time to take a short break, and we'll be right back. So take a break, and then we'll tell you what the message of Asma's song was. Welcome back, and now we want to get to the bottom of what the message in Asmar's song really was. Well, I am not really, I mean, I don't have any ideas as such as at the moment, but I think Nadia has derived a good message from it. So Nadia, what do you think the song was about?
Actually, first of all, I would want to appreciate you have a very nice voice. And you know what? I think, yes, this world is not bed of roses. If you want to achieve something in this world, you really have to work hard. People see us here, and they think that we're just here like, not doing efforts and not sacrificing. But if you have an aim, you really have to work for it. You have to, give in your best. And trust me, one day you will, reach where you want to.
All right.
So, yeah. So, basically, this world is of course not a bed of roses. So you will have the sad moments also, good moments also. You can cherish things. It's all up to you how you take challenges basically. So I would say that you really have to pinpoint your goal and just go for it. You will face so many difficulties, but that's how life is.
All right, so we'll confirm if that was the correct message. But before that, I want to know what Sarah thinks. Sarah, what do you think the message from Asmar's song was?
Well, as you said, that life is not a bed of roses. So I just want to say that what really that song meant is to live the moment. Like in life, you're going to have good, happy moments or sad moments, but it's up to you to live each moment and just remember that and cherish the people who are with you in that moment and just, be in that moment basically. So I think that was the...
Live in the moment. That is the message that you got. Asmar, now can you please clarify what really was the message?
I will somehow agree with both of them. But what in my heart, today is a very special day. It's a Eid day, very full of happiness, and everyone is in their homes, living
Roasting
the moment.
Mutton.
Yes, parties and everything, yeah. And the last line was, पतझड़ में जो फूल मुरझा जाते हैं, वो बहारों के आने से खिलते नहीं. कुछ लोग जो यूं ही बिछड़ जाते हैं, वो हज़ारों के आने से मिलते नहीं. So my clear message was from deep of my heart, in these special days, you all are living in your home with your family, hold them tight. Don't let them go. Family is the most important thing in the world. This is the first priority you have in this world. All other things, they are just, you're going to do it. They are second. Family is the most important thing. No matter if brothers got angry to each other, sisters got, you have this issue in subcontinent, you know that. Sisters got,
it's a universal thing.
Yeah, but we, actually our cultural history is, we represent a family, combined family system in the world,
right,
which is not mostly in other countries. If we look in the West, in the States, it's not in there that much that we value this thing more. So if something represents us, if something that bound us with so much love, then we need to hold it. You need to neglect the small issues like, oh, what she said about me, my kid. Don't worry about that. It's a very special day. The message that
care about your loved ones,
care about your family, care about your mother. Your mother is the most important person in this world. Your father, he has done a lot for you. He has fought a lot for you. He could have been living in his like paradise circle, but he sacrificed a lot for your happiness. So just take care of them. Just love them as much you could. If I would go to home after the show, even if I would kiss my mom's feet, that won't be enough for what she have done for me.
Absolutely, that's a great message. Okay, Nadia, tell us about how do you celebrate this particular Eid, because this is a special Eid. It is the Eid of sacrifice.
Exactly.
And it gives us many lessons that need to be learned as human beings, especially about the spirit of sacrifice and how one should think about those who are not as fortunate as oneself. So for you, how have you traditionally celebrated this particular Eid?
I would want to say, like in every culture and religion, they have different festivals. We are looking forward to this Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr, and this is the most, like we do have like Rabi Awwal also, we celebrate that. But this month is a holy month, and we all know that in this month we perform Hajj also. Hajj has a very significance, in our life, and plus being a Muslim, we all look forward to this month. And you know, like, but definitely we want to enjoy, we want to celebrate Eid, and we, you know, this is all about sacrificing animal also. If we go into our history and we, you know, what Quran says.
And now that you mentioned the sacrifice of the animals, and you also run restaurants, so we'll come to that later. Let's get Sarah's opinion on how she has been celebrating Eid all her life.
Well, Eid al-Azha especially, I would like to say that it teaches like to sacrifice and to compromise on things, and you know, and with that just being happy with others too. So I think for me this Eid is for like
have you ever gone around distributing the meat?
Yeah, many times when I was
did you ever, when you were a child, younger, you're still a child, but when you were younger, did you ever spend time with the sacrificial animal, with the goats, feeding them?
Yeah, obviously. I would be like really sad when I got to know, okay, now it's gonna be. So yeah, that was time. So I think it teaches sacrifice and to be happy with others' happiness also.
And it also teaches you to care for animals at the same time.
Yeah, care for animals.
Right. What about you, Asma? How do you traditionally celebrate Eid al-Azha?
I celebrate with my family, and we all brothers and sisters settled in different cities. So eventually we go to village and we celebrate it together. And what I think about this event is, this is in our religion, this is the best example of accepting God's will in the history of mankind. And now this is, you know, very tricky. What God's actually like is to take care of humanity. So if you are going to take care of humanity, God will be very happy, more happy than you go praying all the time.
And this is why we have the sacrifice on Eid al-Azha, so that that meat can be distributed among those people who are poorer than you or not as fortunate as you.
Exactly.
And that is the real lesson.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but I said it for you. All right, Asma, we also heard about that video you were talking about earlier. So let's hear that song that you made for that video. Can you start with the song, and then maybe we'll try to find that video and play it as well?
Sure, I won't play it on my guitar, but
why?
I will just...
You'll just sing it?
I'll sing it, yeah.
Please go ahead.
Janiya tere bina kaise guzarta hai waqt, मांगूं क्या तुझसे सिला जब झूठी थी मोहब्बत, इश्क की है जो इंतहा, इस दर्द की है नहीं दवा, ऐ खुदा मांगूं तुझसे क्या, मैं की है यार की परस्तिश, ना कुछ है चाहिए एक सवाल मेरा। वो खत नहीं वो रात है, ये अधूरी सी एक बात है, हाँ समझ तू गया है, ना ये तू है ना वो रात है।
थी मुहब्बत इश्क की है जो इंतहा इस दर्द की है नहीं दवा ऐ खुदा मांगू तुझसे क्या मैं की है यार की परस्ती
Well, that was great. An excellent song, Asmar.
Thank
Very
you so
nice.
much.
And I believe that it's about loneliness and rejection.
Yes.
That's the theme of the song.
Yes, exactly.
What did you think of it, Nadia?
Beautiful song. I must say, very deep, very deep.
Excellent. Well, Nadia, let's come back to your entrepreneurial duties. And I believe that you are also managing many restaurants apart from your fashion designing. So tell us a little bit about that. How did you get into entrepreneurship?
Actually, as I said, that first I was into designing furniture and all. Then I got into, like fashion designing. Started designing clothes, western wear, formal wears, bridals, and all that. But then, because I mentioned before that my degree was in hotel and restaurant management.
Right.
So one day I was just sitting and going through my documents, and I saw my, this degree, and I said, oh my God, I'm not even using it. This is just a waste. And I was abroad with my son. He's studying abroad basically. So I visited his university and I saw those, really restaurant type of a cafes basically, who were, giving like proper menu cards, and they have like formal sittings and all that. So I came here, and one of my friends, she said that, she took me to her university and she said, what do you think about it? So I said, it's beautiful, and it was affiliated with different, universities abroad. So I said, okay, fine, I want to have tea. And then we went to that cafeteria, and I was having tea, and I shared my view with my friend. I said, why don't you make a proper cafe here? Since you have such a beautiful building and all best things in your campus. So she said, what do you have in mind? So I shared few like ideas with her, and she said, why don't you just deliver it? I said, what? No, I'm just giving you my ideas. She said, no, you're my friend and I trust you, and you have 20 days to build this cafe. And this is how I got into restaurants and cafe business. Now I have 3 cafes and 2 restaurants. My restaurant name is Bunduhan. One is in Islamabad F10, and the other one is in Pindi, Sadar. So today, like Eid, as I said, this Eid has a significance of its own. But for me, this is very special because in whole year we just get 2 days free. One is today, when our restaurants and cafes are closed, and one is on 10th of Muharram. So honestly speaking, I'm actually looking forward to this day, and I spend all my day with my family, my kids. I look forward. Since today, I always go and choose my own goat, animal, whatever I'm, getting a cow or whatever.
Right.
So I really enjoy that. And being a woman, I love to be in the kitchen.
Excellent.
I want to cook. I like to cook and serve my guests. So I enjoy that, and looking forward when I go back today, and I'm looking forward to do this.
Excellent. Sarah, are you also interested in cooking or not really?
Well, as I'm a student, I never actually find time for cooking actually, which my mother always complains me about because I've never been like taking interest in cooking and stuff like that. But I do have interest in experimenting new things, new recipes, but not like that much interest in cooking.
Well, since it is, as we call it, Badi Eid or Bakra Eid,
Yeah.
what's happening at home? Are there, is there
There will be guests coming.
slaughter
obviously.
happening in your
Yeah,
house?
it would be happening, and I'll be in my room because I can see that happening.
Sweet.
Because it's really sad. Till like I'm 18 now, but still it's really sad for me to
see
watch
that.
my animal
Yeah.
getting slaughtered. So
Well, but it is a religious obligation,
yeah, I
so
know
one has
it
to do
is.
that.
Yeah, but you have to do that. But obviously, it's a sacrifice, you can say. So that's all right. But
Okay,
apart
tell
from
us a
that-
little bit more about your modeling interest. How did you develop this interest? You said that you were interested in it from a
Yeah.
very young age. You're still
Yeah.
young, but how
well,
did it
I never
start?
thought of that. Yeah,
And did you have any
actually-
problems from your parents? Like they said that we don't want you to go into this
They
field.
had problems, like they didn't want me to leave my study and just focus on this field. So I just said, okay, just give me some time as my result is gonna go out soon. So it's like they always supported me. They just said, kid, always pursue your studies along with this field. So I said okay, and now I'm thinking about doing ACC actually. So for that, I'll need maybe 4 to 5 months after getting into my university and all that. So that's why I said to them, okay, I just want this time to just focus on my field. So as I'm part of the upcoming fashion show in Islamabad, it's gonna be huge. Islamabad fashion show. So it's gonna be my really first time to be a part of the ramp walk and all this kind of show. So yeah, I was quite nervous about that, but then I thought, okay, it's a really amazing platform. I should go for it. And it's been only like 4 months since I've started doing modeling and all that.
But you haven't left your studies
No,
for
I
this.
haven't.
That's a very good thing, and
Yeah.
it's very important that you must
Yeah.
continue to gain an education. In
Yeah,
fact, that
obviously.
process is a never-ending process. One learns
Exactly.
their
Yeah.
whole lives, but
Yes,
one should
yes.
also focus on the fact that you do need a proper degree
Yeah,
and
obviously.
and have a calling and a field other than modeling. You can do
Yeah.
modeling along with any other field that you choose to be in. So
Yeah.
what would you be interested in? You just mentioned something.
ACCA.
That's accounting.
Yeah.
So you want to be an accountant and a model. I think that's a great combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. More power to you.
Yeah, I will also advise you that, definitely your passion is into modeling, do that, but always, have a degree. Degree is also
Yeah, I
important.
know,
Since,
it's very
I
important.
told you that I got married so early. So
Yeah.
I did study, I was taking care of my child also, and I was working also, and then I was focused on my career also.
That's really amazing.
So yeah. So I would suggest all the women actually, because first we're a daughter, then sister, then we're a wife, then we're a mother. So with that, priority should always be, being a mother, being a daughter, and everything. But with that, you should always fulfill your goals also.
Yeah, I
So
know.
focus on your goals and do that.
Speaking of goals and dreams, I think Asmar has a message for us on this very topic. Asmar, would you like to share your message to the people of Pakistan, in fact, to the whole world, wherever this program is being seen?
Before this show, I was discussing with Vakas in office an experience, an example of not giving up on your dreams. I would like to share that again with all them people, because it's really important for your life. If you're a kid, if you're a teenager, if you are still living in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, what I believe, if you're 50 and so sorry to say, and you haven't changed yet what you liked, you haven't done anything for your passion, what you have in your teenage, and you are still 50 years, I guess you have wasted 30 years of your life. This is really important. With my knowledge, I have a very little knowledge. What I could have studied and what I read, all them books, all them great people. We had Nelson Mandela, an example in front of us. We had Muhammad Ali, aka Cassius Clay, greatest boxer of all times, who converted to Islam because of this is a very important day for that, because everyone is equal, even if it's black, even if it's white, even if it's rich, even if it's poor, small, big, doesn't matter. Everyone is equal, and this is the perfect example of this Eid. When you go to pray, you hug each other. That's the message God has blessed us with. This is what Muhammad Ali accepted and changed his religion to Islam, because he was black and he thought there is only one religion in the world who said that everyone is equal. So Muhammad Ali had a very rough life. He had a very hard-working life. He had a dream to become the greatest boxer of all times, and he became the greatest sportsman of all time in the history. And he was the #1 sportsman in the 20th century. And that was only one thing that kept him going, and it was his dream, his passion. What family I belong to, we don't really go into arts. We are either doctor, scientist, engineer. And I became an engineer first thing, and then because I had this passion when I was a kid to become a singer, and I am now sitting in front of you. Waqas is the perfect example of my life. He, sir, is I've been watching his shows. When you watch TV and you change your channels and suddenly you watch some guy and you listen to him, yeah, he's a great personality. You are one of that kind to my life.
Thank you.
And when I came over here today, and when I saw you sitting in front of me, that was the message clicked in my mind. I never gave up on my dreams. I am on my way. And this is the reason for not giving up. I'm sitting in front of you, sharing my ideas with you.
Absolutely.
Which is a great honor for me.
Great, it's an honor for me too.
It's a very big kind of Eid package for me.
Well, thank you very much, Asma. That's very kind of you to say that.
Thank you.
Well, speaking about messages, and it is a date when we want to share our feelings and our thoughts with our fellow countrymen and our families. What message would you like to give, Nadia, to our viewers out there?
I would say that I have been, inviting to these shows as an entrepreneur, and they asked me, how did you take all these challenges in life? This is not easy to what you have achieved today. I would say that I would actually want to advise and give this message to parents. Maybe, people have not seen my last shows. I am a mother of a special child also. I have 2 boys. One is, mashallah, 20 years old, and the other one is 15. So when unfortunately some mishap happened, and I would want to suggest mothers, when they conceive, they have to be very careful, because in our society we take it very casually, and our doctors, they're very ignorant. So I would say that you have to be very careful. You must read, and you must have all the knowledge before you conceive, and till the time you deliver your child. I was would say maybe this was definitely this was God's will, but unfortunately ignorance of a doctor also. So my doctor was Dr. Talia, and she mishandled the case. That was beyond the point, but the main thing, she did not even have oxygen in her clinic. That was, I think, is actually a criminal thing to do if you are a doctor and you don't even have oxygen. So this is how what happened. My child was like a healthy baby, beautiful child, but somehow we had to go through all this suffering and all that, and it took me years. I will not say that this is a magic that something happened to you and you go through a trauma and next day you're normal. No, this cannot be happen, because we are a human being, we have emotions and all that. So like it takes time, but my message today is to live every moment, enjoy your life, don't feel pity for yourself, do not listen to people around you who are just commenting on you, not even realizing how much damages are they giving to us. So today I'm sitting here, and maybe I'm here just to motivate the mothers of a special child, definitely fathers also, because they also go through a lot. So you just have to be careful throughout your pregnancy, and in case if you have a special child, please you know, you need to know that this is the best blessing on this earth. You know, like we pray 5 times and we beg Allah for paradise. And in Quran, Allah Pak is saying that, you know, I have given you heaven in this world. So what else would we want? So cherish these children. Definitely they need special assistance. They need therapies and all that. You know, people who can afford, they can do that. Who cannot, put their efforts to, you know, best efforts.
Even the government or the state also has a responsibility to
Yes,
fulfill
I would
towards
say,
those
yes,
who are less fortunate.
Exactly, Vakas. I would want
And
to
there
say,
should be some institutions
exactly,
that, or
on this
institutes
media,
that have been
yes,
created
on this
for
media, I would
special
want
children.
to say, please do build up special institute for these children. I'm taking care of my child. I'm not saying that I'm doing something very big. He's my child, and honestly speaking, I never see difference in my both the child. Shariar is as you know, important to me, or I love him as much as I do Muhammad, because I don't differentiate between them, because I think you do have different children with different needs. So, but my message is, you know, just cherish these children. Don't feel pity for yourself. Do not feel bad about yourself, because Allah Pak is saying that I have chosen the families who can, you know, who can take care of these children. So please, they are the biggest, you know, people ask me most of the time, Nadia, you're always smiling, you're always laughing, and you know.
And more than that, Nadia, many of these children have special gifts. They are very talented in
Yes,
certain ways.
yes,
So I
yes.
think those aspects of their personalities need to be cherished and nurtured so that they can excel in some way. And the rest of the society also needs to be sensitized
Exactly.
to the needs of
It's high
such
time.
people.
It's high time. You know, this is 21st century.
Very good
Please.
message, an important
Yes,
message,
yes.
and on a very auspicious day as well. Well, let me ask Sarah if she has a message for the audience as well, and you know, maybe you're going to talk to your own sort of age group, or what would you
Yeah.
like to say?
Well, my message is going to be for youngsters. Mostly, we are living in this generation that youngsters have many issues going on, but their parents don't know about them. So they kind of like misjudge their
Mostly with their
children
mobile
and all
phones, you
that.
mean?
Yeah. So I just want to say, don't stop just because anyone asks you to, and just, you know, don't misjudge your parents. They're not always wrong, but try to find a way where you communicate with them and communicate with your problems and your dreams and all of that things. So that would be like really beneficial for you in the long run. So yeah, my message is that just always take your parents' side and just be like, communicate with them, anything you have.
That's a good message.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Well, since we have still a little bit of time left, Asmar, can you also sing us a song in English? Because you said that you've been, you know, learning some English songs as well. Can you, or you're not ready for it
Sure.
yet? Or you haven't rehearsed any?
I'll sing.
With your guitar.
All right. Okay. I have played that one before as well. So your producer gonna kill me.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I haven't heard it, so.
Would you dance if I asked you to dance? And would you run, never look back? Would you cry if you saw me crying? How would you save my soul tonight? How would you tremble if I touch your lips? How would you laugh? Oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Hold me in your arms tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. You can take my breath away. Would you tremble if I touch your lips? How would you laugh? Oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Hold me in your arms tonight. hold your families tight tonight. It's a Eid day, a very special day. Live with your families, hold them tight, hold them tight, hold them tight.
Very nice. Well, I would like to say encore, but I'll let you go. All right, Nadia, let's talk a bit about your entrepreneurial endeavors in terms of managing the restaurant. How do you juggle your time between fashion designing and running a restaurant? It's called Cub something.
Cub Hub?
Cub Hub is
yeah.
another one of your projects.
Yes,
So
yes.
tell us about that. How do you manage your time between designing and
Yes.
cooking?
Waqas, first, I would just want to say that I told you before that I've been working since I was 18.
Right.
So then I was, facing this challenge of a special child also. So I think now my friends call me and my family says that I'm a workaholic. So most of my day, other than sleeping time, is always productive. Either I'm looking after my cafes or my restaurants or my fashion designing. I take my own appointments with my clients. So maybe, Waqas, again I will come back to my special child. After taking that challenge, Waqas, honestly speaking, in this world, I don't see any other challenge as tough as that. So other, my projects and everything, I enjoy them. And maybe I like to work and I enjoy working. So if you enjoy your work, that is, then fun for you. So you can manage anything if you want. If you're enjoying something, you can do anything for that. So my work is my passion, and I enjoy it. So again, I will say, in front of that challenge, my special child challenge, no challenge is, big for me now.
All right. Well, we are completely out of time, so I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for sharing your time with PTV World.
Thank you so much for inviting us, Ji.
And a special Eid Mubarak to all of you.
Eid Mubarak to everybody, Ji. Thank
Well,
you.
that was the program, and what else can we say except Eid Mubarak and don't eat too much. Goodbye.